Alright, hello, it's Keith from Kinvert. I'm trying to get a SSTO to work, and I finally got something that's not all horribly Kraken-ish, or it's just me being such a noob. But yeah, so basically I want an SSTO that can deliver 2 of the big orange tanks. I just want to see how long my burn's going to take to circularize. Did I get that? Yeah. And so the burn that's not that bad. Oh, but that's with all the engines active, I think. So I'm going to go back to here, hit action group 3, 10 minutes. Let's start now. Aim at the maneuver. Oh, okay, that's not that bad. I don't remember if these gimbal or not. But I guess I can more or less stop the burn, because I want to do the burn at about 1:10. Now it's saying, okay. But yeah, so I've been working on trying to get a SSTO to work for quite a while. And then this one's starting to just become overkill. I don't know if there's going to be enough light, but we've got, the payload itself is 2 big orange tanks, and it's got, you know, RCS fuel, all the things it needs to go dock with a station. And then yeah, it's got the, in case this is meant to be kind of a do anything SSTO. And so yeah, the cargo can come out the back, it can drop out the bottom if I want to land it somewhere. In addition to that, I've got ore, and I've got docking ports up top here, like ore storage. And then up here I've got the drill and what do they call the whatever's converting the stuff. Let's see, is it a convertitron? So I've got all that stuff built in, and I've got the big shuttle. Alright, so I've still got time. But yeah, nobody's gonna watch this anyway, but so yeah, this is what I'm working on. I've got to work on some of the trim. I've still got 1700 delta V, so I'm going to use 200 of that, so I've got 1500 delta V, and that's getting close to handling Minmus, I think. Should I close these doors? Those seem to be... These ones too, maybe? That seems to work. But yeah, it's all about being able to handle this sort of payload or lighter. We'll see how it handles re-entry. I was a little tempted to add another small fuel tank up front that I can transfer fuel to in the future, but I figured out fuel priority, and so it should be emptying all these guys out and now just starting to empty out some of these rear tanks, but my center of gravity should still be pretty good. But yeah, this is what I'm working on. Another thing I found is that these rudders are angled in, and they're just a huge source of drag. So that's another improvement that I can make. And then some of the tail trim is going to help reduce my drag, because I'm finding once I get to you know, around that 400 meters per second, I've got to have a degree or so of nose down, which is creating a lot of drag throughout the craft. So I want to help trim things a bit better to reduce what angle of attack I need to fly at. In that, the most critical range to me, I think, is in that 400 to 500 meter per second range, where that's where I really want it to be, right at 0 degrees angle of attack flying through the atmosphere. So that's another improvement I'm going to work on. But yeah, I just want to test the viability of this being a at least being able to get to Minmus, land, refuel, and then I could look at what delta V it takes to get elsewhere from there. But the The big delta V killer is, just getting from Kerbin and up. This thing is mostly liquid fuel. It does carry quite a bit of oxidizer. I might have overkilled it by 2,000 with the oxidizer, so things might be getting good. Yeah, so we're in orbit. I'll just kill it there. So yeah, that's the point of this, is just having the SSTO that can get space station parts up. So that's really what I'm after. Alright, so yeah, I guess I'm just going to deorbit it and see how this goes. Close this. Can I see the action groups? Didn't they make a change? Well, I can do it up here. I think it was 4. And then 5. Alright, so it's not all of the air brakes are working. But yeah, I've also got that to open. I don't know if that increases drag or not, but if I'm really having trouble getting it stable, hopefully I can open that and just it's almost like a big parachute in the back. Alright, I'm going to start getting ready to deorbit this. Where should I do it? I'll probably head to here. Just warp to there. I don't need to do any, aero braking, whatnot. So I'll get to right around here and aim retro, and I'm totally guessing. I'm going to aim for the KSC, but the main thing is just seeing that it doesn't tumble too much. Say I'm going to bring this down. I'm retro, right? Yeah. So bring that periaps down. And ideally the periaps is going to stop flipping around somewhere over here-ish. Maybe I should have delayed my burn a bit. I'm going to delay my burn. I want my periaps to be about here. Something like this. That might push the periaps further to the right, quote unquote. We'll see how this goes. Yeah, I want this to hit like right on this kind of Korea-looking peninsula. Yeah, that worked. There it is. So yeah, I've got from just a fairly normal orbit and just hitting the ground at the peninsula, and that's what I can use to kind of gauge in the future where I want to land with this particular thing. Let's time warp till I'm smacking the atmosphere. I want to be radial out. Am I already in the atmosphere? Oh my gosh, this is going to take forever. Alright, I can close this while I'm here, and I can deploy these ones while I'm thinking of it. Because I don't have an action group for those. And am I going... Yeah, I'm at a pretty good angle here, so I'm going to roll to be belly first. Alright. And at this point, I'm going to aim prograde. This is already hitting the ground earlier than I thought. So yeah, I'm just going to start physics warping a bit. Roll it. Come on, just roll and stay there. Shouldn't have that much rolling. Whatever. So yeah, the goal is to try to land. I'm not that far off. Got a little bit of inclination. Is there anything else I need to do? Oh, I should maybe turn on these engines in case I need them. I've still got... So I need to remember that too. I've got 2,000... Oh, no. Okay. I need to try to transfer fuel to the front. Let's do that as quick as I can here. Bring fuel into here. I want to have that center of gravity as far forward as I can. Is Is it possible to bring these in equally? I guess we'll find out. So oxidizer, in. Check the map view. Alright, I want to start aiming up a bit, try to lift. Get a little bit of lift. Is it working? Up to right about there. Come on. Right about there. Alright. Check the map view. Not terrible. Okay, so let's ditch that. My center of gravity seems reasonable, or I'd be tumbling, right? So I think I'm going to stop transferring fuel. I'm going to stop deploying these. Try to lift up a bit, and I need to also bank a bit over here. Try to get my trajectory to the Space Center. Come on. So it's not super... doesn't feel super good right now. It's not steady as a rock. I've got... trying for something like that. Let's see how this is looking. See, but the problem is I'm going to keep entering, and that's going to keep going back unless I can get more lift going without just creating a ton of drag. So I'm going to try to do this in a low drag manner, just carry a good 5 angle of attack. Right, and to the right is south, if I'm remembering. I think I'm going to come up short. I don't want to come into the mountains. Wonder how long this is going to take. Alright, was there an explosion? Alright, so we're coming in too steep. I'm going to start to try to climb out of this a bit. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm very much a noob with SSTOs, so I do have some heat issues. I'm still on target for the Space Center, but I have a feeling that I'm going to get some aero drag losses that are going to take that away. I'm at full elevator and not getting much of anywhere. I'm not convinced the aircraft is fully symmetrical. It feels like it wants to roll to the left on its own. Let's see, this one? Maybe not. Maybe that's just me being crazy. We're still on target. No new there it goes again. No new big heating problems that I see. That's about where I expected it to be. And I'm still on target for that. Now I am still up in the thin part of the atmosphere, so once I'm getting down under 20 or so is where, come on, just stay over to the, it doesn't want to stay to the right of 90. And there's a lot of oscillation here. I'm full up pitch, you can see, and it's still oscillating. So when it's up, all right, and I'm going to hope it holds. I'm going to start transferring in more fuel. That's at 0, 0, 0. Does this have fuel? Dude, that should totally not have fuel. All right, so that's liquid fuel. Am I diving? That figures. All right, so that's, let's bring the fuel into here. Did I just stop it? Oh my gosh. I have too many things going on at once here for my ability levels. Am I taking fuel from both? Yes, I want it to be symmetrical. Bring the fuel in. Okay, now I want to keep climbing. I do not want to be nose down right now. I'm still over this desert. Well, I could be wrong too, right? I really don't hardly know what I'm doing with this. Alright, so I've transferred all the fuel out of those two, but then I think I stacked some wings. And I've got fuel back there. Okay, I'm losing some rudder authority here, I think. I'm still on target for that. Okay, I am over the peninsula. Okay, I think I'm looking good. Alright, so I might have time to continue to transfer fuel. Let's try to get just the bottom wings. Is this the... oh my gosh. Am I right? Okay, go into there. Okay, check my map. Still looking good. Heating up a little more than I think I want to. I want to climb a bit. That's a really high G trajectory if I'm actually lifting downwards and pulling myself down. I think it's better to maybe end early because I do have enough fuel to get there. I think things are stabilizing here. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Can probably find a bit of time to get more fuel. Well, I mean, it's so stable. My pitch is barely anything. I don't have a ton of angle of attack. I mean, at this speed, I generate plenty of lift, and it is pitching me up. So maybe I don't want to put too much more fuel to the front. Okay, I'm starting to overshoot here. I'm starting to overshoot a lot, so I'm going to start diving a bit. Somewhat comfortable with my... so the reason I'm diving, I'm trying to suck myself down into the thicker atmosphere. Maybe... oh boy. I hit one. What is... I forgot what that does. I think that's the mode of the engines. Which mode am I on? I'm trying to read this while I'm air breathing mode. Okay, I'll take that. Yeah, so far still looking good, I think. And so what, it was 5 that does this, and 4 that does the air. Alright, these are driving me nuts. I don't think I need these anymore. Please go away, please. Am I that bad with a mouse or what? Alright. Go back to here. Okay, ditch 5. Is it going to ditch 5? 5? Okay. And I'm not in physics warp. I like having the air brakes on right now, I think. Okay, let's start bleeding some speed. So I'm going to do some little bit of, not strong S turns, but do a bit. I think I'm not lined up with the runway. It's really hard to see. There's no good way to, as far as I know, to set a camera angle. Did I just lose half my tail? Is that what happened? I think I did. Or is that graphics? I don't think I have any rudder anymore. Alright, so I'm going to go with this. Try to just make my back as big as possible. Did I lose my front gear? Gear cannot be deployed while stowed. What does that mean? So am I going to land without nose gear? Okay, I want that gear down. Cannot deploy while stowed. Okay, how am I doing? I want to try to land on somewhat... I lost almost all of my elevator, if not all of it. We're going at 192. I don't think there's anything... I think they're all dead, yeah. So the tail broke off. Hopefully it'll tell me in the... It happened, I tried to do a fairly sudden roll, And I'm thinking that's the problem. This tail's all wonky as heck anyway. Is it going to tell me anything? There we go. Takeoff. Elevon collided with big S tail fin. Yeah. Okay. And I did carry my payload back down with me. So that's another problem. But here's the obvious thing that I saw. Yeah, these are angled in. This is just a ton of drag as far as I can tell, so try to angle that straight-ish. Okay. That's looking better, I think. And then one of the elevons, well, these, if I recall, I accidentally designed them to be floating out in the air anyway. So let's try moving these in. Something like that. And then since these are, I'll do this. I think that's a little better. Yeah, and then I have the fuel back here because on takeoff I used to have problems being nose heavy, but I've kind of sorted that out. So I'm going to take the fuel out of the back because that just created more headaches during re-entry. I don't need these solar. I've got the nuclear generator dudes in here. And then this was a problem. So this was stowed. I really don't quite know what that means, but I could just move this to here. Alright, so it won't mess anything up, right? I can just grab it. Grab that. Do that. Okay. Something like this. Let's see if that's looking reasonable. Did it angle itself up? I guess I don't really care. And then maybe I gotta move it forward to not be touching the doors. I just don't know if this is going to get it forward enough that it's really getting blasted as I re-enter. I guess I'll leave it like this. Kind of looks like the X-15 having the nose gear that far up. I just don't want it to do that stowed thing again. Okay, so that should eliminate a lot of my drag. And it seems to be this is what's colliding with stuff. So maybe I strut it up from, well, I can't really strut to these, can I? But maybe I strut from, is this working? There it is. Strut, please. There it is. From there to there. All right. I have no idea if that's going to help. Okay. Yeah. Oh, another lesson I learned here. You've got to be careful how you put these elevons on, or they could reverse their control direction. So you got to sit there and flip these around and check them on the ground before you go. These guys just really want to hit that front landing gear. I think that's about it. Oh, while I'm in here, I can show you a bit. Nobody's even watching, but so I've just got a drill and Istrio. I've got another control wheel up there, and then back here, this opens down just in case I want to have vehicles in here. So I've got some batteries, and I've got a science lab actually in here too. And then this is my payload. It's 2 of the orange tanks. So that's pretty cool. Sometimes my camera just moves like that. Okay. Oh, I want to check, so with action groups and 4, air brakes. I want to grab this one and toggle those air brakes too. So I've got 5 is that. And then I don't know what more I can do about the landing gear. I could put in a 6 and see if friction brake. I don't see any need for any of that. Okay. Make sure we got some crew. Nobody? Oh, I killed them all. I didn't bother to revert the flight. Did I or did I not revert the flight? I guess I just don't know. So I got pilot, engineer, scientist, Doodley Kerman. Alright, get in there. And I had 2,000 too much liquid fuel. And so I can yank that out of the front and bring this down to 500. I'll do this just to be kind of on the safe side. I'd rather be heavy. All right. Let's just let's try it. You'll see how it goes. I might have like another hour or something like that. My wife's got the baby. They're visiting somebody down the street. All right. So that was Alt F12, by the way, and I turn on and off the arrows. One of the big things I want to watch is these vertical rudder deals that I put in. You can see that they're creating a lot more out, but these are making outward force too. They're just both pointing out and creating drag on their own. So it looks like I can adjust them more. I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right. Rotate, turn off the snap a tiny bit outboard. And I will leave those ones for now. I'll just try one change at a time. So yeah, we'll see once I get this up there. I want to see how much delta V I've got left. Alt F12 again. How much delta V I've got left. It'd be cool to make something that can get just about anywhere with ISRU. I'm not trying to have some sort of a, you know, like, what do they call it, Joule 5 with no drilling. Yeah, I'm just trying to get something that can get around first and then worry about things later. Big numbers to watch. Big one is angle of attack here, particularly when I'm right in that 400 meter per second range. I want that to be near zero, hopefully less than half a degree. And we can see that I'm still getting quite a lot of drag from this. Let's go ahead and actually fly it a bit. Take the gear and let's just stabilize it. I'm watching the vertical speed. It's good. Okay. So now I want to compare drag. Drag is 1.2, 1.0, 1.4, 1.5, but this thing's huge. These are pushing down to lift my nose. This is pushing up, so that's good. Those are congruent. I'm not using much of my pitch authority. And then look at this. Just sometimes one of these control surfaces, I think it's this one, just seems to arbitrarily swing around. And I don't know how much I need this because my design has improved, I think, a lot. This is all looking fine, and let's see, drag of almost 7. So this drag is less, which makes sense. It's got less angle of attack. 29 drag versus the big ol' 36. Angle of attack is very low. I'm happy with that. One of the problems with these space planes, they take forever. I end up flying over the next continent to get anywhere. Well, maybe that's not, but I end up over here. You know what I mean? Before I'm really getting up there. Now, my speed does seem better than it used to be. but I can't have eliminated more than 10% of the drag, but maybe it's enough. We're still developing a lot of drag with these. So the drag 25, almost 26, and 20. So this one's got much less drag, so I need to continue to angle these ones better. That'll eliminate some of my drag. I'm at 2,000, I'm doing good. I'm going to start pitching down a bit. And just start to get my speed up over the 4.4. Man, this thing just wobbles everywhere. That's one of the things I don't understand. I've got a lot of control surfaces, and as far as I know, they're just flat. And I get all these roll and yaw moments when I'm trying to pitch. Oh, one slight, I've got a bit of a handicap here. I'm running these whiplash. That's what they... Yeah. And I wish I didn't need to. Currently, I think I do. I'm not getting enough thrust to really easily push up into the ideal speeds for the engine. So you can see, man, I'm at negative nearly 1 degree now. I am in a dive, but you can see, and it's climbing. I don't want to have a whole degree of angle of attack, because look at these drag vectors just flying out the back. You can see I'm barely accelerating right now. I should be getting really into peak engine, and I'm in a dive. I think that the speed should be climbing more than this. Now I'm going to start to try to climb out of this dive as smooth as I can with, smashing an S key. So here I'm climbing, and now look at this. Now it's just really going. I'm still at a degree of angle of attack getting worse. I'm not to 500, so I need to basically reduce my lift. So this tail is currently, look at this. So this tail is lifting the tail, which is giving me a nose down, but I'm right? Let me think. Yeah, that's nosing down, and this is nosing down more. So I guess it is in the correct direction. And I've got a negative angle of attack, so it makes sense, I guess. I wish these weren't producing quite so much downward lift. 67 versus, it's still a fair bit. So anyway, now, let's see, I'm trying to pitch down, so if I hit the F key to kind of temporarily turn off SAS, my nose will probably climb. Yep. I want to flatten this out a bit, because this thing does not have a great thrust-to-weight ratio. Try to reduce my inclination here. Just yaw over, please. Alright. So yeah, I'm trying to not climb quite so much and build up more speed before I'm already halfway up to 20,000 when these engines are going to start dying. I do not know if I have like way beyond optimal number of these. I've got like 1 per rapier, which is probably overkill. I'm still at negative 1 degree, and I'm still climbing faster than I want. I want to be going almost to the heat limit, of the nose components. So let's nose this down until I'm flat. Which mountains are those? Okay. But yeah, it takes a while. These things just take a really long time, but you can do really cool stuff with it too, In sandbox mode, you really wouldn't need this. You can just launch rockets and expend them. It doesn't really matter. Oh. So yeah, now my angle of attack is getting better, but I think I can take away some of the angle of incidence of these wings. You can see my drag's going down quite well. Nothing's heating yet. I'm already up at 13,000. I think I'm going to continue to level off again. Losing a little speed with all these draggy maneuvers. I don't know. I guess it's fine. I don't know if it's worth really getting the joystick and trying to set that up, calibrate it, get it all going. Because it's a little tough with this. If I just want to nose down, the game seems really touchy sometimes with roll and stuff like that. This is another thing that just started happening, these like shock waves. I don't really know what's going on. I don't know if they're trying to kind of render that you're creating some oblique shock waves, but they also go out in front of you. I don't think a mod is doing that for me. So my thrust is dropping. My speed is still increasing. Since that's happening, my thrust is already dropping. I think I am going to let myself start to climb a bit, because I want to have at least a little bit of upward momentum once I have to switch modes of these engines. Man, I'm losing a lot of speed just trying to climb. So I'm just going to watch for when I need to. I've got it to action group 1. And I'm just going to be watching the speed. I wonder how much of what you're hearing is my computer versus the engines. Alright, now we're dropping. So hit the 1, bring in the nuclears. Okay, my pitch, it's you know, it's not that bad. Pitch control. This is pretty good. 40 seconds out is better than I expected. Yeah, this is actually looking like a pretty promising run here. I don't know how much delta V I saved by... See, now, what's up with that? Oh, is it because I'm hovering over this? So what, can I do that and then start to move these? Oh, that'd be nice. And then I could actually bring fuel in. I just gotta dink around trying to find which one. Is it this one? Yeah, so then you can find which one you want to bring fuel in for re-entry. That's cool, maybe. But yeah, my Apo apps is getting further away from me and higher. And it's getting very comfortably further away. I can probably hit 2 and disengage some of these engines and watch this not drop too much. Yeah, it's not dropping at all. And that'll just get me because these rapiers are not as efficient as the nukes when they're in closed cycle. Let's see if these are closed. I wonder what the drag is. Drag of 0.03, that's like nothing. Alright, so the Apo app's still getting up there. Tempted to, let's try a little bit of warp. Wait, did those engines turn off? No? They looked like they were off. They all just glow the same when they're... Oh well. So let's see, I've still got 1200 delta V, but once I disengage these, I got 2 minutes. I'm going to go for this. And then I can just pop on here just as a preliminary, get a feel for how much I got to do. Apo. And it's going to flip soon. There it goes. Drag this over. Okay, 74. That's close enough. And it's a 3-minute burn time. Am I still burning? Yeah. So I can just... I'm going to end up achieving orbit, so... So yeah, oh, I've only got 1300 delta V. Wait a sec. Oh, dude, in the last... I removed liquid fuel instead of oxy... Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Okay, so in the hangar, I removed liquid fuel instead of oxidizer. So this was almost for nothing. I don't want to do the math to figure out how much delta V I threw away. Okay, you can see that these ones are glowing more. They were used more recently. So yeah, I'm going to go back. It's enough of a fuel difference that it's going to throw off all my balance. That's what stinks. Like, it took me this long to figure out that I messed it up. And my original crew is RIP in the sandbox. Oh man, what was this? I think it was think it was here, because I said I need to bring it down 2,000. 1, 2, 3. I thought I needed to bring it down 2,000, and I couldn't bring myself, and so I brought it down to 1,000. I think this is where it was. And then I got to get rid of oxidizer. I don't need so much oxidizer. Okay. I had 2,000 more oxidizer than I need, so I'll just take off 500 oxidizer from each side. Do these have oxidizer? Let's get the oxidizer out of here. So I got this more on my kind of center of lift. Let's take this down. So 13. Okay. Do that. 820. Oh, is it going to do both? I don't need to. Okay, so that's not that bad. It does it symmetrically. Okay, so yeah, I've got less oxidizer, so I have less dead weight to carry up. These are still angled. Make sure that's off. Pop. I'll do 2. Oh, that was 3 pops, but we'll just see how it goes. These ones seem to be angled out a bit too, but I'll just test it this way. I can at least do a takeoff and see. But yeah, this thing's getting closer. Need to get it up to orbit at least once more. And hopefully I got rid of that stowed bullcrap with that front nose gear. Alright, so these are still... What if I... let's see, can I disable these? Deploy authority limiter 0. No, it's physical. It's physically there in the angle of the stab itself, however I set it up. Yeah, these ones are just generating a ton of... This thing's starting to really feel good. Like it's actually becoming somewhat nimble. Alright. And then... What, now they're angled outboard? I swear they're angled outboard now. Is that what I'm doing? Is just messing it up worse and worse? So let's see, if it's angled outboard, it would produce... These are angled outboard. I've been turning these too much the wrong friggin' way. But at least now I know what's happening. So yeah, I can go in, revert the flight, reduce the drag by angling these. So let's see, I've been angling them out too much like an idiot. So I go to this and angle it in like 3 or 4 ticks. Something like that. And then these ones in just a touch. 1 touch, I'll do that. See how this goes. Just trying to trim it up and just get the little bits of efficiency, because I mean I'm flying at, you know, Mach 3 for a very long time, and that's got to be a lot of delta V being lost. Okay, so these ones are worse than those. They're forcing outwards, which means they are angled outwards. So I need to turn them a little in. These ones look good. Okay, so these are they're just starting to... That's got to be fairly insignificant. These ones are getting up there. The drag is 0.3 versus 6. I guess I don't care enough. I'm going to go for a test. Try the whole thing again here. Yeah, I mean it's putting some outward force, but ultimately the drag is at 3 versus, I wonder if it tells me my total drag. Total drag 700 kilonewtons. How did that happen? So 700 kilonewtons, and this is in kilonewtons. So this is 1%. So I got a couple percent extra drag there. So I'm already at a negative angle of attack. Man, I hope I don't have to do any more power dives. That'd be sweet. If I can trim this up well enough. So I can see I've got a negative angle of attack, and that negative angle of attack is increasing. So I do need to get rid of some wing. So maybe I will revert this one, just kind of see if it reaches a bit of a speed ceiling. Can I just... Well, look at that thing flex. Weird flex, but okay. Am I just kind of maxing out near 400? Well, now it's just, oh yeah, now I'm happy. Now I'll accelerate. Why is it doing that? I'm climbing a bit. My angle of attack is still going. Further negative. Now it's stopped. Now it's okay. Alright, and then my pitch. Look at that. So I'm in good trim. For some reason I need to put in a bit of yaw. But overall, this is looking pretty good. So I want to get rid of 1 or a half degree. And so that means moving 1 or 2 of these wings just a bit. Rotate, that's off. Make sure I'm doing both, please. Alright. And I need to give these less angle of attack. Like that. That one I managed to get just 1 clean tick, so. That one too, I think, went clean. There. Alright. And that'll hopefully get rid of that. I can angle while I'm in here. It was forcing outwards, and so I need to angle it a bit in, because the wind will hit it and force it that way. I need to angle it a bit in. Just a little bit inboard, like a single tick or something like that. Ah, that was too much. Something like that. Okay. How long have I been going? Does this tell me? Oh, there it is. Holy crap, 45 minutes. Okay. I'm gonna have to stop. Probably I gotta stop this somewhat soon. I gotta get some coding done. Alright, this is looking better, I think. Yeah, it's only like 2-3 times worse than this, where before it was like 5 times or more. These are actual control surfaces, so they're hopefully actually doing something, but these ones are producing way more than these. Okay, when I climb, I'm going to watch these carefully, make sure they all angle the same direction. It's, yeah, they do. Gear should be going up. Yep, and it's fine to have a good angle of attack here. I mean, we're at the low end of our drag polar. Yeah, as we speed up, things should get better. And then the big thing to watch for, I don't want to have a huge... Now, this is dropping more than I'm thinking it should, because I want to be at near 0 degrees angle of attack at around 400 meters per second. And this is making me fear that I'm going to be negative again. Let's see, which way... I needed to angle the wings down because I need a little bit less lift. See, I'm at slight pitch up as far as the control, and so I want to watch that as I kind of get further in the speed envelope here, see where the craft is trying to pitch itself to stay where it wants to be. And so soon I can kind of hold the F key. The craft might start to nose itself down just that little bit. And two things will happen. I won't be climbing as much, which will help my speed, and I'll have less, aircraft controls kind of digging into the air. That'll reduce my drag a bit, in theory. Yeah, I'm up at 374. I'm just now crossing soon my 0 angle of attack, and I'm almost to 400. So I think that's pretty good. And you can see the pitch here. The pitch control is near 0. So I'm going to do a little dive. I'm just tapping W. Get it nose down a bit. Let her go. Let this stabilize because I was just nosing down myself. There's still a little bit of gains to be made. But yeah, you can see it's nice. Everything's like 0 control, so it's nice and stable at this point. My speed's getting up, so my speed's climbing and I'm climbing. So yeah, I'll just let myself start speeding up, and if my drag gets too much, I'll nose up a bit. Yeah. And then if I really wanted to start trying to get efficient, I might even consider turning off the whiplash engines now. I don't know if that'd help or hurt. And I've got red, so what is that, the CPU or what? I'm looking at this other, the streaming software stuff. I mean, I'm barely using any CPU, but I'm getting, maybe that's the network. I don't see why network could be getting slow though. I don't know. Okay, so we're at 4,000. We're a quarter of the way up to engine cutoff. My speed's reasonably good. I think I'd like to be... So my aircraft is nosing itself down to maintain this flight attitude. I'm going to nose myself down a bit with W. The plane does not seem to roll or yaw as much when I put in control inputs, so that's good. Part of that might have been just kind of squaring away the tail. Apparently there were parts in there that were crooked without me knowing it. Starting to feel some heat. The aircraft is nosing itself down with the controls, so if I start holding F, it'll do a gradual climb out, I think. Oh yeah, how's my all right. 1,600 monoprop. Now some of that is for the tanks. Is my thrust starting to dive? Yep. So over here, my thrust is starting to wane down. I think it'd be better to be a little faster by now, but I guess I'm not going to be too picky. Last time I got up there pretty easy. Angle of attack is actually going up. Now the atmosphere is starting to get thin, so maybe that's part of it. There's not as much air for the wings to kind of dig into. Side slip is a whole degree. Yeah, my aircraft itself, the controls are trying to yaw me to the left. Climb rate, oh, that's nice. I got an actual climb rate instead of just reading this, because it's in a log scale. It's not always very easy to read. Is that it? That's it. Alright, so overall I'm happy with the controls, so let's start looking at, please. Start looking at these. Alright, those are shut down. Those are going to be sucking up my oxidizer. Oh, okay, so my thrust is increasing. Why? Well, I've got nuclear engines who operate at peak efficiency in vacuum. So that's why. As I'm gaining altitude, the atmosphere is thinning out, and my nozzles are not so underexpanded. I get backwards with it. But if you ever see, so the way that these would look right now, these nuclears, if you ever see, a rocket and you see those, they're called shock diamonds. That is what this would probably look like right now, because the atmosphere around us is higher than optimal, and so it's going to push the flow in. All right, that's not bad. I think this is going well. And I'm pushing that apoapse away, so I'm going to go for 2. Minute 4. Minute 5, yeah, I'll take that. So yeah, I want to use as few of the rapiers as possible because they're less efficient. I assume it. What's the ISP? Is it showing me ISP at this altitude? Why is that decreasing? I don't understand what that means. I don't see it saying its current ISP. So the drag on this is low. That's the only real drag vector I see right now. A couple there. It's probably the only ones where you can really see it render. There's a little bit. Okay, so yeah, that's climbing. It's climbing faster than I need it to. I'll just start aiming prograde. And at this point, I'm going to go 3. What is... Okay. Okay. And so yeah, this ought to get me into orbit. I should be able to do some physics warp here. Get my apoapsis up. Alright, so I've got 1600 delta V. Where does that get me? So I think it was 950 plus 340, so 12, plus like another 400, 1600. I don't quite think this is enough to get me to Minmus. Let's cut this and time warp into the time warp to the apoapse a bit. Burn there. Get this orbital, and then yeah, I want to test another landing. Make sure that man, this is still showing red for the like the upload speed. All right, let's start to burn. I might have to go back to the Space Center and time warp to morning. I don't really want to land at night. Although I don't care if I actually successfully land as long as I can show that landing is feasible. So let's see, where would I land? Oh. I'll take that. Okay, so yeah. I'm going to time warp to Mia. Get ready to do that. Okay, and then I want to start transferring fuel forward. Let's see, can I do this again? This was kind of slick when I could... Not oxidizer, liquid. Liquid fuel. Oh my gosh, look at all those tanks. How am I going to find it? Alright, so the furthest forward... Maybe this one? Engine pre-cooler. That has liquid fuel in it? What? Big S delta... Big S? Oh, that... Is there an inside joke that I was unaware of until now? Could this be it? No. Oh my gosh, how am I supposed to find this? Big S delta... 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 Delta, delta, delta. I want to transfer the fuel into this forward tank. Dude, this is... I had no idea that these would hold fuel. Okay. It's somewhere down in here. Bicoupler. Could this be it? Okay. That's not much fuel. No, that's one of these two. Oh, dude. This is liquid fuel, right? Is it under... Oh, jeez. Is this it? I think this is it. It like happened to put the one I wanted right on the bottom. Alright, so now I'm just sucking all that liquid fuel up to the front. And I bet you that's enough. But I'm nervous to do all that again. Well, what if I don't want to pin it. Okay. Call that good. I'm just guessing here. Okay, do that. Beautiful. Time for my retro burn. Let's drop that periapse. I'm a little bit off timing. And the longer I wait, the worse it'll be. Oh, crap, crap, crap. Overburnt. Okay. Well, I can go aim radial out. And just kind of lift. I don't want to speed myself up. I'd rather lift myself up. Maybe that's bad practice. Am I full throttle? Yes. Okay, this is still quite different than last time, because last time I was just kissing, where here I'm going right into the planet for a fair bit. So this is steeper than... Why am I doing this? This is steeper than last time. We'll just see how it goes. I want to be belly at 90. The other way. Right about there. Alright, physics it in until... no, not physics. I'm still not hitting the air yet. There we go. Alright. Keep an eye on the map. Am I coming in hot? Ooh, baby. Alright, so that's calling for a 4. Alright. Into the warp. Aim prograde since I'm kind of there. Assist it myself. Stop the roll. Alright. So we've got her somewhat stable. And now I'm going to nose it down myself. Alright. Coming in a lot hotter than last time, I think. Nicely lined up with 90. I think this is looking good. It might get pretty hot, but so far, I think once I start hitting like 36, it's gonna get cooking. And yeah, I'm just nosing down into this, trying to produce a lift vector sucking me down into the thicker atmosphere. And I'm going to have to do a little bit of turning. I'm coming in south of the runway, I think. Yeah. So I can start to do that now. If I do this, this will start to turn me. Let's not oscillate too much. Remember the tail had some weakness. Let's not oscillate this too much, please. Fun. All right. Let's that's looking good. Ditch the 5. Is it closing? Is it closing? 5 again? There it goes. Alright, I'm gonna hit stability assist instead of prograde. That helped a lot. So yeah, I didn't know it'd help, but okay, I'm in lined up. Ditch the air brakes. Roller nice and level. I don't want to cook right into the mountains. Lawn darted last time. I don't want to do it again. Something popped. Hopefully it wasn't important. Alright, so since I'm coming in short, I'm going to start to bleed some speed here and kind of do some S-turns that'll hopefully raise me up. And there it went again. Alright. I've still got a little bit of elevator, and I've got one big chunk of rudder. I've got the front elevons. Okay, I am losing speed. I've got a bit of a roll problem. It wants to roll to the left. I'm going to try to get the air brakes going again. They're all still there, it looks like. So that should be symmetrical. I'm starting to get down to where it's not heat that's bugging me. For more control authority, I am going to toggle my engines and throttle them up, because I really need some control authority here. Which mode are they in? They're using up oxidizer, so I need to hit 1. Now they're in the other mode. Okay, so I need to throttle in, so I am going to hit 5 again and try to use some drag. And with these engines, hopefully I've got some control. I'm probably going to want to... Well, it just snaps right in place, doesn't it? Alright, I'm going to throttle up a bit. I'm not a pro at this, so don't laugh. Not that I would hear you. Alright. Ooh, I gotta try to climb out without much control surface. And so I'm stuck in a dilemma where I can try to gimbal, but to get any benefit of the gimbal, I gotta throttle up. I'm gonna hit my gear. They might survive that. They didn't survive that. Vessel is destroyed, cannot autosave. What a bummer, I really wanted to autosave that. Okay, hopefully RCS thruster block exploded. Okay, whatever. Tail fin, big S spaceplane tail fin collided into big S spaceplane tail fin. That is the first collision. Big S spaceplane tail fin into another big S spaceplane tail fin. Okay. Don't know which one. Now these are meant to be attached, and then okay. What if I see? I don't know which ones of these are stronger, but I don't want these hitting. This seems more sturdy, and I wonder how much of this I can get rid of. All right. Time to what is that attached to? I mean, it's nice having that extra bit of roll. What else would have hit? I can't really probably move these down, can I? Because that's what's gonna ding into that. I don't know how much I need these. So what's the control surface area? Does it tell me? No. So arrow, mass, relative wing area 1.16, 3.49, and a third of it is control. 1.16, 3.49. I'm kind of thinking I can see, but these weren't what collided, right? The idea would be to move this back. I'm going to try ditching these and then moving this back. And in moving it back, it might get out of collision distance-ish with those. Or maybe if I join them in some stupid way like this. I mean, will that make it better where they're always just touching? I really don't know the pet peeves of the Kraken, but I mean, there's an unfortunate gap there, but just adding more little triangle wings is just more things that can collide as far as I'm concerned. See, I got rid of a bit of rudder. Are those vertical? Anyway, I don't even know how I would know if they're vertical. They seem to... Yeah, I don't know. Okay. So I lost a little bit of rear control and rudder. So I'm going to test it again. How long was that last test flight? Alright, ZT space, Alt F12. Find my mouse. Okay. Oops. Derp. And everything else. Alright. Doodly does not look confident. Oh, I've got better acceleration than I did. Not by much, but... So yeah, enough control authority to feel safe on takeoff. On my climb, it didn't, induce a bunch of roll or yaw. a fair bit of pitch up, but again, we're well below it. This is hopefully, you know, I'm trying to design it to be most optimal between 400 and 500 meters per second, because that's where I need to kind of power through and get these shock inlets and Rapier engines into their groove. And so that's where I'm trying to have everything trimmed out, where I have almost zero pitch input and near zero angle of attack at near, you know, zero climb rate. Just have it stable and power its way up through 500 meters per second. That's what I'm kind of aiming for. How's my side slip isn't that bad. So maybe I didn't need all that rudder. And that'll just reduce mass and drag. And maybe that's what was colliding. Let's see, I'm pitching up, so I'm feel, you know, high enough. I'm gonna hold F and it'll nose itself down and start speeding up more without all that control surface. What is this? Is that just warning me, telling me that I'm sinking? Alright, and hopefully this is around the time I'm getting near zero angle of attack and powering through 400 and 500. My angle of attack is continuing to drop. Hitting zero right about now. That's close to 400, so I'm happy. Side slip is increasing. And yeah, at this point, my controls are nosing itself down on purpose, so if I hold F, it'll start to nose up gently. Get it to right about there. Yeah, it's quite a bit of nose down angle of attack. My ballistic coefficient is rising. I am watching it rise. It'll go to 16,000. But my mass should be going down. My coefficient of drag must be decreasing. It is, but why? My angle of attack is getting worse. Why would my coefficient of drag... I am climbing, but that's not the... Quite a bit of side slip. I'm gonna rudder to the right a bit and see. You know what? Instead of testing later, I'm gonna... Oh, is that it? There it went. It was on the right side. Wow, that's quite the breakup. I'm heartbroken. No warning. Just gone. Let's, Oh, I should have... Guess, I don't know. So yeah, it broke. But why? I've got struts. Maybe I need to strut this to that. Okay. That would make sense. Strut you. Strut you. Strut you and you. Strut you and you too. Oh, dude, I hate friggin' symmetry. It's Always happens. What, you two? Alright. Symmetry. Grab this and then watch it. It didn't turn off symmetry. Okay, strut you to you. Good deal. Strut this to this. Strut this to this. What else? Strut these? I don't care. Needs more struts. Strut. Why not? Strut. Okay. Is there any strut I'm missing? I don't think so. If that doesn't fix the tail, I don't know what will. This is Kerbal. That should do it, right? So this is version CB, right? Because it's the second version of C. All right, let's just go with this. Yeah, still getting the crap. What, man, that's under 800 megs per second. Is it current year? All right. So yeah, once I get up over, say, 600 meters per second, I'm going to start pulling some maneuvers. See if I can raise that G envelope. Okay, what's my speed? Oh man, it's getting even better. Feeling good. Climbing away without a problem. This time I'm climbing nice and steep and see if I can just level off at a higher altitude, because it doesn't seem very happy to get over 400 in that dive. It takes a bit. So yeah, my controls are still very much pitch up, but if I leave my mouse there, well, we can see it's in that half up. Bigger side slip than last time. Lower climb rate than I would. Okay. It doesn't like this, so I'm going to hold F. Try that for a bit. Go level-ish. See, look at these vectors just kind of flop around. Like, wouldn't both of these want to be pointing practically the same place? Look how much this is. We've got a fair bit of yaw input for good reason. Well, it's yawing me to the right, trying to keep me on 90, but it just doesn't want to go there. This game doesn't have crosswinds. Right? I don't think it does. Thrust climbing. Oh, look at that. It actually is measuring out the... Oh, well, okay, the weight is going to be changing. I was looking at gravity, like, no. It's measuring out the weight. And my weight's going to be dropping. I'm burning fuel. Still climbing. Still speeding up. Relatively stable. Side slip. Density should be dropping, right? Yes, it is. Static temperature. Do they do, I don't see stagnation values anywhere. Oh, is that maybe the, maybe that's the stagnation? I don't feel like calculating that. Speed of sound. All Alright, looking good. I'm going to hold F and just kind of try to power through the 400. It should kind of reduce my drag. Where is my, wasn't there a total drag? 1420, 1413. I guess it's hard to tell. I would need like get a bunch of data points of that. Plot it. Alright, we're climbing up through, so yeah, I'm at -1/2 again. So I could do another wing adjustment. Couldn't hurt too much. Because yeah, I don't need as much lift, so maybe whatever it is that I removed got me in a place where, yeah, I need less angle of attack of my wings. My pitch is near flat. Cool. So yeah, a very shallow climb, and soon I'm gonna start doing heavy maneuvers and see what breaks. Let's see. Let's ditch the arrows. Just see what bends the most. Okay, so I think it was in roll, but I'm gonna. So that's good. There's that. Okay, try roll. Try both. Try just yaw. Ooh, was that? When it slows down, that's when I kind of notice like it might be trying to calculate collisions. I think it's okay. All right, let's see if we can get to space today. I know I wasted a lot there. Yeah, how do you calculate? I mean, what was that? 500 delta V, probably? How much do you... Wasted a fair bit. Okay, so yeah, now I'm going to be watching for temperature gauges, all that jazz. This seems to be going really well. I could have been comfortably, you know, another 300 meters per second or something by now. And yeah, I'm intention, you know, the SAS is setting in pitch down, so yeah, again, when I hit F, and I think that's just getting rid of, you know, temporarily disabling SAS, it should nose itself up. Getting up to 13, 14 thou meters altitude. Thrust is starting to drop. You can see there. And it seems to be dropping faster than my drag. So yeah, I'm going to start to nose up, holding F, and it was I wrong? I was wrong. I'll just leave it like this, I don't care. Sooner or later, My speed should start dropping because my thrust is tanking at 20 thou. Switch engine modes. And at this point I don't care too much about my, I'm getting in a thinner atmosphere, so my controls matter less and my orbital parameters matter more to me. So I want to make sure that the time is getting away from me, so I'm going to hit 2. Oh, geez. Toggle those. Forgot to engage the nukes. Yeah, so this will just take a while. Alright, while I'm waiting, I'm just going to start kind of mapping out some of the code I got to do here. Oh, hello. Apparently someone's watching this on YouTube. So yeah, I'm building an SSTO. Oh, they're gone. Don't blame them. Alright. Let's see. Alright, so I've already got that loop working. So now it's in. Okay. That part's already working. I'm gonna go ahead and name prograde, I think. Just kind of, I'm gonna be glancing up and watching that time in the apoapps. I've got this going too. I still don't know if I get back into here. I might be getting to that crater lake. No. Oh well. That's one of the cool things I like about Kerbin. Is it like right over here? It's somewhere in here. Alright. Physics warp out of here. It might take a while because, again, it's a very shallow trajectory. Gotta do physics warp until we're out of the atmosphere fully, which is 70,000 meters. I gotta figure out how. So, like, apparently I have no stream title, quote unquote, and then select game. I don't know if they have Kerbal in that list. Alright, almost up to we in space. Okay, and so yeah, I'm gonna just time warp until there. Oop, I kind of went further than I wanted. See, my apoapps is climbing. Perry is climbing faster. 30 seconds. It's about right. We're in space. And we are... Am I at periapps? Yeah, whatever. Okay, so yeah, we're in space, good orbit. Oh, my fuel, 1,400 meters per second. I wasted a lot. You know what? I don't want to shut those down, because last time I died because I didn't have enough nose up, and I would have had more if because these are off-center. Oh, let's get rid of my friggin' payload. Right, that might be part of it. So let's ditch the payload. Where is it? This? Alright. Do that. Staging. No, what was it? It was, Leave me alone. Go away. RCS. Get out of my belly. Oh, now what? Stuck on something? Should be able to get out of there. Hit something. Am I giving birth? Yep. Alright. So now I can close. I wonder how much fuel I just ditched. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Close all that. Sweet. So, time to start transferring fuel. I'm just gonna deploy limit. What do you... Oh. Okay, so that, and then... Are those empty? Maybe I... Okay. Here we go. So this is the one I want to take the fuel in. And then I want to get the fuel out of these guys. 1, 2, 3... Where's 4? 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring in the fuel. Alright. And, it's not bad. I guess I don't know. It's like 0 fuel. Wait, that's not fuel tank. Okay. I'll take it like this. Let's, time warp to here, please. This will probably be my last run, unless I see something obvious. Yeah, the goal is to try to land it this time. See how it goes. See, I'm just lowering the periaps. Yoink. Alright, radial out. Physics that. And call that good. Is everything closed? Oh, is my gear gonna work? Let's see if... Yeah, okay. Alright, time warp till I'm hitting the air. Oh, there's that crater lake I was talking about, by the way. Where am I? Alright. It's gonna be daylight. Things are looking good. I can't think of anything I'm missing right now. See, I've got the engines available. I got plenty of fuel. How much excess? That's cutting it good with the oxidizer. Less liquid fuel than I'd like if I ditch these again. 350 meters per second. That just doesn't seem accurate. I think I would have more. I did ditch a fair bit of fuel though. Okay, I'm gonna go hit the air brakes, and I'm not gonna open the cargo bay yet. Let's watch this. Get this notepad over here. All right, am I coming in north? If I am, it's not by much. Okay, what blew? So last time I lost some RCS thrusters. All right, let's physics. Go prograde. Nothing too surprising yet. Alright, I'm going to get rid of the time warp and start to nose up. Okay, there we go. Start to nose up. Let's do some somewhat gentle... Ditch the air brakes with 4. Try to bring this back so I don't have to try to fly over the mountains. 350 meters per second is not a lot. Oh, yeah, switch modes. That'll help. So now they're in air breathing mode. And yeah, I'm just trying to climb a bit. Not create a lot of drag, but just slightly keep myself out of the atmosphere, help myself get all the way to the KSC. I wonder if I could just go to stability. I did have a lot of oscillations last time with prograde. Try to keep it up. About there. Okay. We'll keep an eye on this. It seemed to be inching forward, right? I think. So I'm at 2 times warp now. Bringing that forward, that's good. Go back to here. Still bringing it forward, so I'm going to hit 4. Still going forward. Are the air brakes? I hit 4. Maybe it only works here. Still going, so I'm going to go back and hit 5. I don't know if that really increases my drag or not. So 20, 18, 17, 18, 19. I don't know, it's just, I think the drag's a little higher. Keep a gentle eye on the temperatures. This time the gear seems to work. Let's see, I was taken off. Okay, so my stall speed is in the realm of 110, 120, I don't know exactly. My engines are engaged. Staying pretty stable. It's starting to oscillate a bit. Yeah, still gliding right in. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, what's this? Or is that just debris? Oh, that's from another test. I wonder if I've got Kerbals living up there. I wonder if that's where my guys are. Maybe they're not dead. Could that be a plot twist? Alright, so now I'm starting to overshoot a bit. I'm just starting to see the continent now. I'm going to start nosing down a little. we go. Oh, I might have to go on a short, I might not even make it to the runway. My wife and son are due back soon, so chances are she's going to want me to carry stuff in. Yeah, so far this is looking good. I'm going to physics this a little bit. Okay, we're starting to overshoot a bit, so, well, I don't know. Is that really going to happen, though? Because I am going to have drag that's going to bring me inside of that. I am a bit nose up. I am going to nose down a little. So far, it's looking pretty good. I'm going to be gentle with try to be gentle with the maneuvers. I don't want the tail to break. I just want to see if this is landable. Do a little more physics. Okay, yeah, I want to nose down, I think. Getting that thicker atmosphere. Okay, feeling good about this. Raising the door. Get just a bit of throttle going. Okay, yeah, we're coming in. Alright, so need to turn a bit north, I think, to line up with the runway, so starting to do that. I'm really not good at landing on the runway here. The camera angle, just to me, I've flown plenty of simulators, but the camera's kind of part of the craft, and here the camera just kind of floats around behind you. It's hard for me to visualize if I'm lined up or not, but my velocity vector is going north, so kind of cut that in a bit here. Oh, I was on W there. Throttling up and ditching some of the air brake. Gear down. It's KSP, so the gear can probably handle that kind of airspeed. Hope I don't have sticky keys on or anything. Alright, so I'm going to pick a camera angle and kind of leave it. Let's, okay, so roll is E. Yeah. This isn't going to be very smooth. Roll it the other way. Coming in a little hot. Coming in very hot, actually. Wow, was that seriously right on the center line? All right, let's get over there. What is it, period? I can't even find my keys. Oh, that's good. Oh, gee. Oh, God. I'm going to call that pilot error on Doodley's part. Let's see what's left. All right, one of those. My wheel, that's good. Is that it? Not much. Not much survived. This end of the runway did. That's good. Man, that's a lot of mayhem. All right, well, it seems pretty landable. I just got to practice that. I'm not very good at flying with like a keyboard I might get the joystick going for this. But yeah, the next thing, what do? I try to make little optimizations, make sure I can get to min-miss. But that's about it. So anyway, this is Keith from Kinvert. Got the SSTO going pretty good. I'll keep working at this at some point, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.